This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Talk to me a little bit about territory guys. It's become a bit of a discussion. I asked Bruce, I asked JR. Now Lindsay wants me to ask you. Who do you think is the last great territory guy?
Well, you're going to have to qualify that a little bit for me.
Well, in terms of, maybe they worked for Don Owens and they worked for Fritz and they worked in Atlanta and they worked in Charlotte and they worked in Florida and they worked in Minneapolis. Like when I asked that question to Bruce, he thought it was probably The Undertaker because he sort of bounced around and worked for everybody. And when I asked JR, he said, it's got to be Steve Austin. I would argue that it's probably Ric Flair. I mean, he was the last touring NWA world champion. So he had to work all the different territories because the NWO was still a thing. I wonder if you have a different answer. Maybe there's another name we haven't thought of. Flair and Austin and Taker.
Well, Flair obviously would have been the most traveled champion.
Yeah.
To go to every territory that was still around in, say, 1980. There were still a lot of territories around, and he would hit them all as the champion. I think probably Terry Funk would be pretty well traveled.
Yes, he would.
And be in demand with just about anywhere he wanted to go. I think that's a name from the past. Yeah, let's go with Terry Funk.
Sanji says, I live in Dallas, Texas, and I want your take and thoughts as a fan and a performer on world-class championship wrestling in its prime. Of course, the Von Erichs and the Freebirds. What did you think?
Well, when we were going to Atlanta TV, when I first started and I was doing jobs before I had went to Pensacola for the 3 weeks for Bob Armstrong and then to Bill Watts. I mean, I was just down there to do TV. And it was the first time they had back in the offices at TBS Studios, they had televisions all over the place back there. And I saw world class, 9 o'clock in the morning, whatever time it came on. I saw their show for the first time, and it was a house show TV. And no one had ever done that. They were the first. And seeing all those people and them taking that far away shot with the hard camera with like those Von Erichs or the Freebirds coming down the aisle and the fan reaction. I mean, they literally, were all over those guys. And the arena was packed. The clarity of the show was so good. It was trend setting. It was HD before there was HD. It was so good. The production values on that show was just incredible. And it made you stop. I'd love to hear what the numbers were from that era, but it was different from studio TV or anything like that, for damn sure.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.